to my subscribers that I've had since the beginning. I appreciate your subscription. All right, let me get into this. So today I'm speaking on the true nature of self. I've brought out a video back on Christmas Day about the true heavenly color of the indigenous. And I got some mixed reviews on that, but mostly good because everything I've been speaking about is indeed true. So, when I said that the original color was a copper color, copper in its original form is indeed emerald green, a pale green is the true color. Okay? And I've noticed a lot of people on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram have been diving into the information of the true color. And it warms my heart to know that people outside of my subscriber base is looking into this. Okay, so being that your true color was green, that these popular celebrities have showcased, and most people don't realize what they're looking at. Well, you don't realize what you're looking at because you don't know. You don't know the real history because most people don't know they don't know who they are. They don't know what they are. So therefore they can show you who you are and you not know. You be blind to who you are. The true color comes from, like I said, what two primary colors make brown? Well, green is the first primary color, and you as an indigenous, your undertone is red. That's why it's an undertone, not an overtone. So green, and you add that red, which I mentioned, the red is bondage. The red is a curse. That is what makes you the various hues of brown, when originally you were the various hues of the color green. Or turquoise is actually a better term to use because turquoise is a mix of blue and green, or green and blue. You have to understand your veins, depending on the hue of brown that you are, is either a bluish color or a greenish color. If you're swarthy in complexion, your veins are going to look a little bit more on the green side. If you're a tawnier complexion, they're going to look a little bit more blue. And those that are in between, it's going to be a greenish blue, bluish green situation going on as far as the color of your veins. Okay? So, yes, are there people out there that say the colors were blue and green? Yes, that would be accurate because you have to understand, just like now that you are the various hues of the color brown, whether that be the lighter hues of the color brown or the various hues of the darker hues of the color brown, you are also the various hues of the color turquoise. So the lighter hue of turquoise is more green. The darker hues of turquoise is more blue. Okay? Deep blue, light blue, to the middle, to green, emerald green. So you've always been the various hues of your color, whether that be the darker shade or the lighter shade. That has not changed. The only thing that has changed is the fact that you have now been reduced to being brown. So now you are the various hues of the colors of various hues of the color brown. Swarthy, the darker hues. Tawny, the lighter hues of brown. Okay? I'm trying to simplify this for the new subscribers that this information is indeed new to. Okay? That's why I entitled this video Revelations of True Self. Okay? Now, if you look back, and you can look this up, that's why they showcase these different type of series like Hawk and She-Hulk. They're mocking you. They're showing you green colored, and you don't realize that is your heavenly color. Beyonce's video that she entitled Already, okay? That video, she showcases it in the beginning of the natives who are green, but their hand is in front of their eyes because they're blind. That's why it's utilized. You don't even know who you are. And then it goes to the brown with their eyes covered. Okay? The brown is blind to that they were green. The green is blind that they're now brown. Okay? That's the hidden message in that video. Okay? Already by Beyonce. Look up the video. It's got a lot of gems in it. She telling you the truth in her wicked way of telling you, but at least she's telling you. They have to tell you. That's in their contract. They have to tell you the truth. Okay? Now, getting off of the subject of the color, the second part of what I'm going to speak on, my Niji, is the oxygen level that is now the oxygen level that we currently live in this particular time. Now, originally, there was more oxygen in the world, in the atmosphere, if you want to use that term, okay? There was more oxygen available. The more oxygen that is available, the larger everything gets. Plants, trees, insects, living beings, so-called human, okay? Everything, even under the water, sea creatures, fish, turtles, frogs, elephant, everything was 10 times to 100 times larger back then because there was more oxygen available. Okay? Now, with that being said, now you live in a world where carbon dioxide is pumped into the air. Carbon dioxide is poisonous to carbon-based organisms. Okay? Carbon-based organisms. You as indigenous you are carbon-based. Trees are carbon-based. Every natural created living organism is carbon-based. They have flipped the carbon factor, which is dioxide. Because if you notice, if you go to sleep and you have a carbon monoxide leak, it can kill you in your sleep. Okay? Now, carbon monoxide can kill you. Carbon dioxide is also a poison. They have flipped it because, as I've mentioned before about the hybrid is unnatural to this plane of existence. They cannot handle pure oxygen. To them, pure oxygen is lethal to them. It's not lethal to you as a carbon-based being. It's lethal to them. So when they talk about the giants, your ancestors were the giants, my Niji. The mountains. Look at the mountains in a turned up perspective. You see the faces in those mountains, literally. The mountains once lived. That's what you have to comprehend. The ancestors were the giants. They have made you think, oh, the giants or the so-called Nephilim were evil. No. The ways may have been a little bit wicked, hence how you were punished. But your ancestors were the giants. They have flipped it so that the oxygen level is not nearly as high as it once was. The hybrid's own scientists have proved this to be a true statement. Okay? You have to understand. They have tested on different organisms that if they pump more oxygen to any kind of organism, it grows larger than it has been growing in this time. Okay? Much larger because of more oxygen. They've proven this. They know this. They purposely poison the air so that you will not grow to the stature that you originally were, which was 7 feet, 8 feet, 9 feet, 10 feet, etc. There was no limit to how tall you were, how large you were, how large or big anything was, including the trees, the birds, everything was larger. They poisoned the air. So now that's why, and I tried to mention this in my other video, but I wanted to slowly get people to comprehend what I was speaking on before I went more into detail with it. Your blood inside your body is that turquoise color, whether that be a shade of blue or a shade of green or a mix of the two, okay? Your blood is still a hue of turquoise until it hits the oxygen level that's mixed with this carbon dioxide, hits the blood, it turns it red instantly. That's what's happening to your skin. Most indigenous can attest that most of the times you have birthmarks that are green. Some parts of your body that when you were a baby or a child, or maybe your child was born with a patch of green on their skin, if not covering most parts of their body. And at some point, they grew out of said birthmark, but some don't. That's a remnant of your original color. Understand this, my Niji. You have to. And I'm going to go into this because Marcus from 432 to Drop has been speaking on this. And I mentioned it briefly in my video as well. About the dragons. I mentioned Psalms 8:10. Okay? Dragons. What was dinosaurs called prior to 1841? Dinosaurus. Okay? Was a term they came up with in 1841. Prior to that, they were called dragons, my dears. Dragons. And even dinosaurus or dinosaur means mighty lizard. Look at a lizard. Look at its phenotype. Look at its nose, the broad noses. Look at your skin in the sunlight. It's got patterns almost similar to scales. You have to understand. They know who you are. They know what you are. Only thing is you don't. Understand this, my Niji. They have kept you in a box. They keep you from going back to who you were. They hide who you are. They hide that you're the Hebrew. They hide that you're the Indian. They hide that you are the ancient first people, the first civilization, the ancient people. They hide that this is the ancient world, the old world. This is the world, this side of the world, the Americas, North, South America and its islands were the first out of the primordial waters. Everything else came after. This is the ancient world, children of Israel. Know this. Let me know your comments, your thoughts. I can explain this. I can email you. Whatever you need, I can further explain this in further detail. Until then, try as most high, my Niji.